Hi everyone, my name is Crystal Altrock and I am doing my persuasive speech today. I've entitled it Music is Key. Pretty sure everyone in their younger days grew up in a school that had music programs. And according to brainquotes.com, Friedrich Nietzsche once said that without music, life would be a mistake. And I'm sure this is something that pretty much everyone can agree on. Unfortunately, in today's society, music is not seen as important as other aspects of a student's educational growing. And today I just want to talk about some of the amazing benefits of music and what it can do for a child, growing into this world. And also want to discuss the fact that our music programs in our schools are in danger. They're being cut drastically, and we're in danger of losing them. And then also I just want to discuss a few things about what you can do just to help, support schools with music programs so that they all don't get cut. What I first want to discuss is the benefits of music. According to bachelorsdegree.org, they had an entire article alone on just the benefits of music. Some of the things that they listed are musical training can help develop your learning and reasoning. And the reason for this is because for anyone who has ever practiced a musical instrument, it is very tedious and it is very time consuming, but it helps you get things right. If you don't get them right the first time, then you have to practice and redevelop those skills. Another aspect of music is that it amazingly helps your memorization skills. From my personal viewpoint, I am a musician. I've been a musician my entire life, and it is very easy for me to memorize things now. And that doesn't just help me in the music world, that helps me in any other type of class that I take when it comes to learning information, taking notes, things like that. It's much easier for me to memorize stuff because it's a normal thing that I've done my entire life. In another aspect that doesn't necessarily have to do with your intelligence, music has been proven to relax and decrease the effects of anxiety and depression in younger children. When you were younger and you had problems in school and things like that, music can be an outlet. And it doesn't necessarily have to be playing music. It's listening to music, just having those beautiful sounds go through your brainwaves, and it scientifically is proven to relax your body. Also, just another benefit from music, there's a teacher that I found on music8.com. Her name is Teresa Jennings, and she is trying to get the word out there about music as well, even with the young kids that she's teaching. So she actually wrote a song called Music in our schools. So it's kind of cool because these kids are learning music. They're learning to memorize a song, and they're learning rhythms, and they're learning to sing these songs, but they're also being educated on why we need music in our schools. There's even just Facebook groups out in the world that I found. One Facebook group that I found, the name of their group is People in Support of Music in Our Schools. And their entire aspect is just to educate the world about why we need music. And I love the way that they put some of these things. They say that music is a science. And it is completely, because it deals with acoustics, and acoustics is a section of physics. I don't know if anyone has ever taken that. NMSU actually offers a acoustical physics class, and it is fantastic. And it's just amazing to find out how technical music really can be. They also say that music is mathematical, and it is because everything is divided up into certain sets of numbers, and there's cut time, there's half time, there's just so many mathematical concepts that go into music. They also say music is a foreign language, and it is amazing because you can go through a sheet of music and you can learn words in Latin, you can learn German, you can learn French. Everything is broken down into foreign language terms. And I believe that you are better for that, for having a little bit of an extra language barrier, or lack of a language barrier that is, in your educational background. They also say music is physically challenging, and it is. For anyone who has ever played an instrument and really played it well and devoted themselves to it, it is physically hard work. You're constantly working out your cardio. You're raising your heart rate and working out your lungs. Depending on what instrument you're playing, you are using specific muscles in your arms and your fingers and in your face. The muscles that you use in your face, it's amazing how many you can use, and you feel it. And they also say that, lastly, music is art. And it is. I mean, music does things to people that you can't explain. You can't explain the emotions that you feel. And that's why it's so sad that we are losing some of our music programs. According to the Topeka Capital Journal Online, Topeka, Kansas, I found an article that was discussing budget cuts in local Kansas schools. Now, yes, I know this is another state, but this is happening everywhere. They have their own music association called the KMEA, and that's the Kansas Music Education Association. We have that as well here in New Mexico. They did a survey out in 2010 to find out about what was going on in their schools and what was going on in their budget cuts. And they found out that that so many programs were getting cut, as far as their travel budgets were getting cut, their uniform budgets were getting cut, their instrument budgets were getting cut. I mean, those are very vital things. And then if it wasn't, any worse than that, there were entire programs that were getting cut. There were 185 music educators in this 2010 survey that had lost their jobs. 185, and we're talking just in one area of Kansas alone. Can't even imagine what it's like in the rest of the world. Also, I found another article on budget cuts from the Columbia online program, and this was by a student named Duncan Asidu, and he is actually a musician himself, and he talks about some of the things that I previously stated about music and its benefits to a person's well-being, and how these kids are growing up in schools where they're from kindergarten, they're starting music, even with just recorders and keyboards and things like that. They're starting it, and then once they get to an older age, their schools are cutting these programs, and this outlet for these children is literally being ripped away from them. And that can be detrimental to a child's growth once they're used to something and they do something that can be enjoyable to them, and then it's just taken away from them, and they don't understand why. And it's just, it's really sad that music can be put before sports. Yes, sports are amazing. I'm also an athlete myself, but I don't believe that you get the entire educational experience and your well-being and everything from sports as much as you do music. And also, there's no reason that music should not be seen as a vital class, because it has so many great aspects that helps you in your other classes like math and science and everything. So, there are so many ways that you can help your local schools, or even just anybody, just get the word out there about music. One of the main things that we used to have a problem at my high school was we could not get people to come to our concerts, and that's the biggest thing. If you can get students, alumni, fellow teachers, things like that, just to come to the concerts for these schools, it is amazing how much it changes their mind. Like, they realize how enjoyable this is to these students, and they just, it's a great outlet, and they can see that. Other ways that you can help support is just, word of mouth. Discuss with other students and other people that you know about music, and just tell them what music has done for you. I'm sure there's not one single person out there that has not had a great experience with music, whether they were playing it or listening to it. There are websites that you can go to. You could help donate. VH1 Save the Music is a huge supporter of music in our schools. I'm sure if you even went to your old high school's website, and if you contact the music teacher there, they would let you know how you can help save the music program at their school. And it's a vital thing. The fact that there's so many benefits of music, and it's really sad that all these programs are getting cut. I mean, and there are things that we can do to help. And just what I want you to think about is, what would you do if tomorrow you woke up and there was no more new music? Your future children did not have music. They would not have music. Your younger siblings, maybe, the music that they had was gone. How would you feel? How would you feel for the future generations? I think that would be absolutely detrimental to the human race, to have that outlet just gone. And I think that that's something that you need to think about, and realize that music is extremely important, and it needs to be supported, and it needs to be kept in our schools. So I just want to thank you for listening, and I really hope that this has sparked a change in your beliefs. So thank you.